Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to demonstrate this 4-step process to fix CloudFormation drifts without causing any downtime. We do have a demo set up for this one, and we will also review why do we need this 4-step process to fix drifts. Then we will go over each step. For the lab setup, my template is relatively simple. It has only 2 resources, EC2 instance and security group, but it is sufficient enough to explain the steps that I'm going to demonstrate. You could use the same process to fix drifts on complex templates as well. In the lab setup, I have already caused the drifts on my EC2 instance. I've increased the root volume size. I've added a new tag, and I've also changed instance type. Going into my AWS account, this is a stack I'm using for demonstration purposes. Taking a look at the template, it's relatively simple. Parameters are defined, and we've created 2 resources, EC2 instance and a security group. As I suggested before, I've already caused the drifts on my stack. Let's take a look at the drifts that we have on our EC2 instance. As you can see, the volume size has increased, and the instant type has also changed. This new tag has also been added. So these are the drifts we're going to fix using the 4-step process. You might be wondering, why can't I just update the stack and include all the attributes that are required to match the current settings? I mean, I could, but the problem with that, the drifts I have, it will cause my resources to be replaced. Stack update has like a different behavior. Sometimes it would update the certain attributes without causing any interruptions, such as tags. There are some attributes that get updated but cause somewhat interruptions, such as security group ingress rules. But if you're updating the attributes such as EC2 instant type, increasing root volume size, it would replace your resources to match the current settings. So we don't want to do the update directly. We want to follow a process that would allow us to not have our resources replaced. If I just go ahead and try to fix the drifts I have on my stack, let's give it a go actually. I would just go ahead, update my template. Since the attributes are coming from my parameter values, I could just update my parameter values. Here you see in the change set that it will apply the changes that I specified. It'll modify my EC2 instance, but in the process it's going to replace it. That means destroying what I have and recreating a new EC2 instance. I do not want that. I just want to fix the drifts without causing any disruption. To do that, that's where we want to explore this 4-step process. Let's dive into that. The first step of the 4-step process is we add deletion policy routine attribute to our drifted resources. What does this do? That this ensures that the resources will not get deleted if we try to exclude the resource from a template. We'll see that in effect in the next step when we will remove the resource. That's in the step 2. So let's perform the step 1 on our stack. We just apply the deletion policy attribute to our resource. So this is the template I'm going to use. It's pretty much the same as what's the template is there. Only changes in this template are being made is that I've added this deletion policy routine to my EC2 instance. I'm going to upload this template. Now we are updating our stack, and in this step we're just including the deletion policy to our stack. We're leaving everything as the way it is. That set in the change set, you will notice that the scope is limited to the deletion policy. Adding deletion policy and removing from any resource does not cause any interruption to any resources. So even though it says it's going to modify my resource, but it's not doing any replacement or causing any interruptions. So I'm going to apply this change set to my stack. This is a relatively quick process. It would take less than few seconds to complete, or it's already completed. So my template has been updated. You could see everything is the same as was how we started, only has deletion policy retain attribute added to my EC2 instance. So our step 1 is completed. In step 2, we will remove our drifted resources from the stack. We'll make some changes to our template and remove the drifted resources. What's the outcome of this one? The drifted resource would no longer be a part of the template. Since we apply the deletion policy in the step 1, CloudFormation will not delete the resource, even though change set may suggest that it's going to delete the resource. Let's see that in action. Now we are updating. I will show you the template once the update is completed. Change set is suggesting that the new update will remove my EC2 instance, but we apply the deletion policy, so don't worry about it. The deletion is not going to happen. In Stacks event tab, you could see that the deletion was skipped and the EC2 instance is no longer part of the template anymore. You could see it in the template. Now it only has security group as a resource. EC2 instance has been removed. So now we're done with the step 2. In step 3, what we do, we update the template and include the new attributes of the drifted resources. And this time we do not do the update. Instead, we import the resources into stack using import feature. Let's take a look at that. What this is doing, by the way, this is just bringing back the resources that we removed in step 2 into our stack with the attributes that would fix the drifts and bring the stack into in sync state. So we go into the stack actions, import resources into the stack. Since we only have one resource, it would only try to import a single resource, and that would have been specified in our template. So during the import, it would require us to provide the instance ID. So this is the instance I have. I'm going to include its ID here. Wait a second, this may not be right. Yeah, that instance has been terminated. Actually, the ID is different. So this is the instance I'm importing, and this is the time when we update the attributes to match our current configuration. And my configuration is coming from the parameters, so I'm going to update my parameter values. You've noticed in the step 1 we did have 3 drifts. So one was EC2 instance, we updated in the parameter, and another one was root volume size, that has been updated. The tag value would have been included in the template, which we will review that shortly. So I'm gonna import this resources, just a resource actually. Coming here on the template, you would see that this is where the tag is included in the template, and we reintroduced our EC2 instance resource into our template. And everything stays the same. Attribute values were updated using parameters, and you could check them out here. Going back to the events, the import is completed. This process doesn't take long either. So if we try to detect the drifts now, all the drifts should have been fixed and are, oh, no, actually they're not. Let's take a look. Why not? Oh, okay. So I think when I caused the drifts, I accidentally changed the type to T3 small. So that's why the drift is still there. I thought I changed the type to T too small. Apparently I did not. But if I had T too small, it would have fixed the drifts. I could quickly do that actually. Here it is. My bad on this one. EC2 is T too small, so if I do the drift detection again, it should not show any more. It should not show any drifts no longer. Let's take a look. Oh, still there. Oh, yeah, I just didn't do the refresh. Going back to the drift details, my resource no longer has any drift. So this is with the step 3, where we import the resources back into our stack, and in that process we also update our attributes so that it matches with whatever the state our resources are in. So now we're going to look into the step 4. Step 4 is more of like a cleaning up process. So we update our template and remove the deletion retain attribute from our resources. The reason we are doing this is just to make sure we just kind of leave our stack in the way we started, so that just in case someone really wanted to destroy the stack in the future, that this deletion policy wouldn't kind of cause any hindrance. So this is a minor update. Just like step 1, we are going to remove the deletion policy from the stack on the resource that has that. So in our case, it's only the EC2 instance. We're going to remove that. We're going to leave the parameter values the way they are. Just like step 1, it would suggest that it's going to modify, but it's not going to cause any interruptions. This is relatively quick, so it has already updated. You could check under template and see that EC2 instance no longer has deletion policy retain attribute applied, and the security group never did. So yeah, none of our resources have any deletion policy applied anymore, and the drifts are no longer there as well. We could just do the last detection. Yeah, and our stack is in sync and we do not have any drift. This is it with the 4 steps. And just do a bit of a quick summary on this one. In the 4 steps, the first step, we added the deletion policies to our drifted resources. In the second step, we remove the drifted resources from the stack, and they don't really get removed because we had a deletion policy applied in the step 1. And the step 3, we use the import feature to import the resources back into the stack, and we update resource attributes to match the current configuration. And lastly, we just remove the deletion policy from the stack, so just kind of leave it in the same way as we started. And this is it with this video. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking. I'm going to leave GitHub link below where you could access the slides, templates as well if you just would like to kind of this in your own environment. Thanks again for watching.